Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It is the Monday Mayhem Show. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. With me from Beacon, New York is the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE. It is Mad Mike.
Sorg. Raw tonight might have had one of the greatest segments in the past 15 years.
I agree. I felt very good about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And who may have come back to watching WWE because of the announcement of tonight, coming into tonight. But also here to help us run down all the WWE, he is doing, he's doing, what do we announce you as? I don't know. What are you doing over there anymore, Matt? I barely see you.
I am your pal in the mainstream media, but I don't work for the mainstream. Well, you know what? No, I'm back. I'm back in the mainstream because I am a writer / contributor / troubleshooter administrator of sorts for WrestlingInc.com. I'm here, and I love nights like tonight because these are the nights when we separate the ones who are here for the pro wrestling and the ones who are just here for themselves. And what a glorious night this was. I can't say I don't want to say too much about the rest of the show, but that one part of the show, chef's kiss.
We'll get into all of that, and of course, I guess some initial reactions from news last week. There's been a lot of changes in WWE, and we'll get into all of that. But let's get into it. So Monday Mayhem Show. First of all, man, Mike, is there a Lego update?
No.
Oh, no.
Actually,
you've been busy.
No, been a little quiet on the Lego. Actually, hold on. I'm lying.
It's been like a month since we've done the Monday show. Something hadn't been built. Did you have a dry June?
I built this.
Oh, look at that. What is that for the audio people?
It's the ship from Thor: Love and Thunder.
There you go. Wow, you got some advanced stuff going on. I just watched an updated trailer in front of. I watched Lightyear earlier today, and because I'm catching up on all the movies and television I haven't seen in the last 3 weeks on the road. So
I haven't seen Lightyear or Jurassic Park yet.
I have tickets for Jurassic World on Thursday. I'm looking for anybody to go with me because my wife doesn't care about it. And I got to see how this ends, even though I was not crazy about the last one.
Oh my God, you're looking for
Kevin.
Wait, what night?
Kevin Owens already told us a T-Rex flies a helicopter.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Kevin. Thanks. No, I'm going on Thursday. We'll talk at the DMs.
Oh shoot, I've got something going. I might have something going on Thursday.
Well, I'm sorry. It's when I didn't. So, because
in addition to my many duties at Wrestling Inc., I am also now a 2-time Row House Cinema Swedish Movie Contest finalist.
Oh no! Again?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What were those words you said for the people in the chat?
2-time Row House Cinema Swedish Film Festival finalist.
Sweded.
Yep.
Okay.
Sweded. Are you familiar with the sweeting of the film, Sorgi?
I'm not. No. What is the sweeting of the film? I think I am from seeing your work in the past, but.
Yes. Well, this is basically when we hold a contest. You decide you want to recreate one of your favorite movies, and you just use whatever you have lying around your house. You can't buy anything. You can't go. There's no budget. It has to be zero budget. You got to just use whatever you have. Whatever you have at your disposal is what you do to create your movie. And the limit is like a 5-minute time limit for your movie. And my sisters and I, this year, our Swedish movie submission was the Blair Witch Project, which is a wonderful creation.
And I'm familiar.
We should talk more about it after the show.
We should, because I have also in high school with Chachi and some friends did a Blair Witch Project movie some 20-some years ago. So,
nice.
Yes. It's interesting.
I don't know what movie I would do. I think I'd try and do Castaway.
Didn't you do Die Hard before, Matt?
No. Last year's submission was Air Force One, in which my sister played Harrison Ford, the President of the United States, and I got to beat Gary Oldman. So it ruled.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Of course, this is all therapy for us to get through the Monday nights, although tonight was kind of more interesting from what I saw there. I saw I had it on the background, and there's certain points where I had to turn the audio up to see what was happening. Matt, take us away. You wanted to do a bit of a review of this thing. What the hell happened on Raw tonight?
Well, we're here to provide a service, and since I
Yes.
spent my night recapping the show anyways, I might as well share some of my notes with you, but please feel free to jump in whenever you feel appropriate.
Mhm.
We'll try to zip through this thing as quickly as we can so we can get to the good part. All right, show opens with our Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, coming out to make her entrance, and we find out that for reasons that I have not yet uncovered, and perhaps someone in the chat room has heard if there's any scuttlebutt on this, Rhea Ripley is not going to be the title challenger at Money in the Bank. So she is out, and we must have an impromptu 5-way women's match. They do promos that are right out of the Raw playbook. Am I right? I'm right.
Right.
Yeah, you're in a drop for a second, but yeah, like that. The injury bug is really biting everyone, isn't it? Like Rhea has a hot promo last week, and now she's injured, and we have to pick a new challenger, and it's Carmella.
Oh,
That's right. This was Carmella versus Alexa Bliss versus Asuka versus Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. Hopefully I didn't repeat any one of those names. And yes, it's Carmella pinning Liv Morgan. Carmella apparently had not been on TV for months, so I hadn't noticed. But
yeah, the last time Carmella was on, she swore she was going to get revenge on Dana Brooke.
what?
I mean, there's time. We'll get there.
Yeah, Carmella was going to help R-Truth get his baby back by getting revenge on Dana Brooke. And then Dana Brooke went off to have a mini feud with Becky Lynch, and we never heard from her.
Okay.
But now she's challenging Bianca for reasons.
Okay.
I did see a tweet online
Right.
that said Carmella and Dolph Ziggler basically play the same character in WWE lore.
That sounds about right. That actually
pretty
is
accurate.
That definitely tracks. Yeah. So Carmella now will challenge Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank. Look, you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Well, here we go. Now for the uncomfortable part of the evening. We return from either a commercial break or we go back to the arena. No Chance in Hell plays. Mr. McMahon emerges and proceeds to inform us that this is I hope I got this right, the 1,517th edition of Raw. He thanks the fans. He mentions John Cena will be back next week. He drops the mic and he leaves. I am deeply uncomfortable with the repeated appearances of Vince McMahon on my TV screen. And I don't know, like, it's just a good thing that something else, like, fun happened on this episode, because this little interlude here was about the only thing I was thinking about for most of the show while I was recapping it. I'm tired of watching this guy come out here and just kind of like flop around just to prove that he can uncomfortable. And I don't think it's going to stop. I'm starting to get worried he's going to show up on NXT tomorrow night. I mean, he might not, but I'm worried.
I'd be real concerned if he showed up on UK.
I'd be very concerned about that too, actually.
But Tina dropped a link in the chat about Rhea's injury. Apparently, it's a mouth injury from bad knee, so she had to get dental surgery. That's why
no!
She's not
Did she
medically cleared.
visit Britt Baker's office?
No. It actually said she went to Anderson Dental.
Oh,
But she should have gone to Britt Baker. That would have.
well, I don't know what the practice is that she works at. So, because I know it is a dental surgery practice. I know that. So, yes.
All right.
But yeah, so I mean, at least it's not too serious for Rhea. So not like, a knee or an elbow or anything like that. So
Yeah,
knock on wood for that.
for sure. Money in the Bank qualifying match: Amos versus Riddle. Riddle had his ribs taped up. Riddle tried. Amos, too damn big.
Mm-hmm.
Riddle tried the RKO. It did not work. Too big.
Fall hard.
Tree slam. Amos pinned Riddle. After the match, God, I just, it's hard. It's hard sometimes, guys. Wrestling, sometimes it looks like it's really hard. Man, here comes Seth Rollins, full entrance, gets in the ring, just elbows Riddle in the head, chucks him like a piece of trash to the outside. Says he doesn't share airspace with losers. Calls Riddle the ultimate loser. And then Rollins says he shouldn't be too hard on him because it doesn't matter. Then Rollins, then he really starts spitting some nonsense. He says he's the only man who has Roman Reigns' number. He says if you're looking at him, he says Reigns is ducking him. He's been ducking him since Royal Rumble. Holy long-term booking. I can't believe he pulled that one back. I thought we were supposed to forget that match even happened.
Hey, to be fair, Seth won that match.
He did. But I thought we were supposed to forget about it. I was just surprised that he brought it up. Rollins vows to win Money in the Bank. I don't see how this could go any other way. And he says his cash-in will be bigger than the first one. I doubt that.
No, it will be bigger than the first one because he's going to try to cash in on new champion Cody Rhodes at next year's WrestleMania, and Cody's going to beat him again.
I have a feeling it's going to be a short haul for Seth Rollins with the briefcase. I'm talking like a month maybe, but we'll see what happens.
I love Tina here. Riddle's going to be slaughtered once Randy comes back, and I am fucking here for it.
Well, look, there's many different ways to look at this, but look, yeah. So Rollins finishes talking. Riddle tries to attack him again. Rollins knocks him out, laughs at him, walks away. I thought we needed baby faces in this company. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? He was this close to beating Roman Reigns, and I know there are problems, but Jesus Christ, he's right there. Why are you doing this?
Matt, they just brought back another babyface in Elias. I think we're okay.
You're right. You're right. And when you're right, you're right. So no argument. Okay, Austin Theory with his TED Talk headset comes out.
Yeah, what
he
the
wants
hell?
To do more pose down, blah, blah, blah. Name drops Cena. We're going to get Lashley versus 3 dudes later on to see if he can run the gauntlet match and see if he can do that. Then he gets to fight
lose
Theory.
at Money in the Bank.
He gets to fight Theory. Jesus, let's hope not. Usos. Wait, no. Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, identified as main event Jey Uso by Corey Graves on commentary tonight, versus Angelo Dawkins. Big win for Dawkins. So main event Angelo Dawkins now, ladies and gentlemen. Get it right. He hit him with the low down. Props to you. I saw a D'Lo Brown frog splash this weekend, and I'm getting a low down power bomb from Angelo Dawkins on Monday night. It's a good weekend for all you D'Lo Brown aficionados.
Hey, Matt, I just think you better recognize. That's it. You're looking at the real deal now.
Michael, I've never stopped recognizing, all right? I've been D'Lo since day one, all right? There's no doubt. If you come of a certain age, you never gave up on D'Lo.
I was worried about D'Lo for a second there. He had some footing problems. I'm like, oh God, oh no, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, going up there. He took his time. He's a pro.
Yeah, absolutely.
That aces and eights leather vest weighing him down.
Yeah, it was a little extra weight.
I'm not gonna lie. If Impact put an aces and eights vest, like a customizable one, on their shop, I might buy it.
What is more sought over, the New Japan jacket or the Aces and Eights jacket?
The Aces and Eights vest.
Listen, I'll wear my New
ask
Japan.
You, Mad Mike, if you had only $500 to spend on shopimpact.com, would you take the Aces and Eights vest or the signed Jeff Jarrett guitar?
The Aces and Eights vest all day. Every day.
I imagine.
All right, but you know what? Since you said $500 in Impact Wrestling, I'm going to go to their shop and see what we can.
All right,
all right. You do that. On to more pressing matters.
Yeah, you work on that and you report back with what your cart looks like at the end of the show. Okay?
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely will.
We go backstage. A tight shot. a hand strums a guitar. It is indeed our friend Elias
Yes.
backstage.
Yes.
Ezekiel enters. They are on the screen at the same time. They are sitting on a
Yes.
couch apart from one another.
This
It's
is
really good.
real.
Ezekiel talks about how he's been doing since his debut. Elias has been out playing shows, but nothing compares to performing in front of the WWE
Universe.
universe. And happy to Ezekiel is living his dream. Ezekiel says it means the world to him that Elias is here with them. These are brothers, guys.
Yes.
Ezekiel talks about his dream of being in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know when he's supposed to qualify, but apparently he's hoping to maybe get a shot next Monday. We'll see. Elias says he shouldn't get ahead of himself. Just focus on what's in front of you. Good advice for anybody in WWE. Elias says Ezekiel is doing a great job, and he tells him he loves him. All right.
Really pulls at the heartstrings.
It did, man. I'm telling you. They exchange a fist bump. Ezekiel walks away. Elias, wait, commercial break. Come back. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias, ring. You know, there he is. Spotlight, the whole 9 yards. The beard looks good. He says it's great to be in front of the good people in Nebraska.
It looked like more like it is less loud, man. It was more just toned, you know.
Well, it's
down.
been a while since we've seen him. You know, he got a chance to get
really
Exactly.
hitting that beard oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's touring. He's obviously making a ton of money now. Elias is just could not be a bigger baby face. It's great to be in front of the good people of Nebraska. What happened to our boy Elias?
Where were they? Omaha?
Thanks. They were in Lincoln. As a matter of fact.
I know Lincoln. There's an arena that they can be in Lincoln. I guess
they're at the University of Nebraska, I believe.
I've stayed at the University of Nebraska. I don't remember an arena.
University.
Yeah.
They play basketball there and stuff. I'm sure
okay.
I got lots of seats.
They would put me up in the dorms whenever I work the Formula events out there.
So I have an update.
Yes.
All right. So I went to Shop Impact.
Okay. Well, you're interrupting the middle of the Elias segment for this?
This is very important information.
Well, yeah, I'll be the judge.
Very important information. It would be very difficult to spend $500 on Impact's.
Did you buy the entire store?
They got any VHS tapes left, Mike?
They do.
Yes.
Did you put every one of them in your cart?
Yeah. But so I kiboshed that, and they also have an eBay store.
Oh boy.
This is where the fun comes in.
Yeah.
The highest price item is 20 event use autographed canvas swatches from 20 different wrestlers for $235.
Okay.
Which not not bad.
You portion those out. You sell them at Joe Dombrowski's merch table at the
exactly.
event.
Which means I got to load up in my freaking car to go to the events.
Yeah, they won't tell you. They won't tell you whose autographs are in there. But I can see Scott D'Amore. I can see Deonna Purrazzo, and that's about it. But
I can work with that.
I will say, now, this is the last one of this item. For $129, you can get an Impact Wrestling match used Anthem turnbuckle.
Ooh, with the owl and everything, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
So if you want to really stick it to that owl, it's $129.
Wow.
To stick it to that owl, and it's the last
stick
one.
Stick it to that owl.
How are we saying stick it to the owl? What?
What a kindler, gentler show this has become.
Also,
so
this is the last.
Sorry, I might have glitched out there.
And then we'll go to Elias. So anyone who's bought from Impact know they have their blind bags that usually have like some random shirts, a couple DVDs and stuff like that. Well, they've upgraded.
Oh.
Kinda. They have an Impact Wrestling brown box special with 2 shirts, 2 DVDs, and 2 autographs for $55.
55.
Now, okay, that's fine.
All right.
The funny part is, the main image you see is a Nutella to go box.
is this? Wait a minute.
This is on Impact Wrestling's official eBay site.
Oh, it's on the eBay site. Okay, how do I get
It's
to
on
the
their
eBay,
eBay
site? Okay, because I'm looking at
Hold
Shop
on.
Impact. Okay.
Hold on, can I? Damn it, I can't share my screen.
No. Well, hold on.
It's hilarious.
I can probably make that happen for you. No, I can't remember how to do that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to open that up for you guys.
It's absolutely hilarious. Like the image is the Nutella and Go brown box, and inside are just Impact goodies.
Well, they're really kind of going for it, aren't they? Oh wow, there's the turnbuckle. There's the Sonny Sanders, who looks suspiciously like a cross between Sammy Callahan and Jim Cornette. Oh wow, that is just.
Is that from the Impact Provincial Wrestling Alliance?
I believe so.
Nice.
And just I got it on my iPad here, so you can see. Yeah, there's that Nutella box.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if
Nutella
we did show art, individual show art for this show, that would be the show art for this show. Is that Nutella box? It looks like they took a picture of it in somebody's hotel room too. Like I don't get this. Like who? Wait, what is?
Also, if you go further down, they have autographed pictures from all of their Indie Pro Wrestling Federation characters. So you can get an autograph from Frank the Butcher, aka Rhino.
I would like an autograph picture from Tim Burr.
Man.
You can get it for $25, man.
Wait, I know
That sounds like money well spent. I've got empty space on my corkboard right here.
That's
You
right.
can also get an autograph from Downtown Daddy Brown.
Jeez, future Johnny Swinger.
Or DJ Too Large. Is there an easy way to watch this stuff? Because I need to view it.
Yeah, we'll log in with an account, and I think you hit the heart button, and it'll watch it.
Okay.
You want to see where this goes?
Because I need to see if I can find it.
Let's see. Well, let's see. There's a lot of or best offers on here, so maybe you can get a little bit of. Let's see, 55 or best offer. If I offer them 25, will they take it?
Oh my God. Jordan Grace's name was Rough Rider Georgia Cobb. That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful.
I don't know when the hell they're putting this out, but because we witnessed / filmed it down at WrestleCon. Wait till you see Lady Frost's character.
Oh no!
I haven't shared this, and also
wait, who is this? Who is Jazzy Fitbody? Is that Madison Rain? That's amazing.
Yeah,
Jazzy Fitbody.
Sadly, I think I have to see. I may still have the footage from WrestleCon. I can't remember. I probably formatted the cars by now. Unfortunately, I should have kept that.
So Sorg, this is on Impact Plus. You said.
What? No, it's not. It's not anywhere yet. They don't.
No, they haven't released any of it.
No, the stuff that we filmed after Multiverse of Matches.
No, I mean the IPWF.
Oh yeah, they should be on their YouTube. It might be under the Plus thing, but I think they're just on their YouTube by now.
Okay.
So look about. There's 2 episodes of it. So what? You've never watched any of this?
No.
Oh my God, it's something. Go into it.
You really need to watch all of it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm well aware. That's
yeah.
The key. You have to watch all of it.
well,
See where that is.
well aware.
All right, let's roll back. Elias.
Yes.
Elias is in the ring.
Yes.
Elias is going to play a song dedicated to his brother. I'm almost in tears at this point. It's getting much.
Oh, okay. Well, I found out.
Kevin, are we gonna do this, or are we gonna keep scanning?
Elias,
I'm sorry.
Elias.
I'm sorry. I saved to watch later.
Elias is going to play a song dedicated to his brother, Kevin Owens. That dastardly WrestleMania main eventer interrupts. Owens calls him a liar. He says he may have fooled the folks in Nebraska, but he can't fool him because he is French-Canadian. He says the video of Elias and Ezekiel didn't prove anything. Owens says he just saw a movie the other week where a dinosaur flew a helicopter.
Spoilers.
Son of a bitch, canceling my ticket.
Spoilers.
I'm really excited for that Jurassic World sequel now.
I'll be honest though. If I see that movie and a T-Rex doesn't fly a helicopter, I'm gonna tweet and I'm gonna say, listen, man, I've been a fan for years, but you're a liar.
Well, I mean, this is firmly established now.
Mm-hmm.
But he did not say it was a T-Rex. He just said it was a dinosaur. So
Okay,
it could have been
fair
like-
enough. Fair
It could
enough.
have been like
I
a
will.
Compy or Brachiosaurus
Mhm.
or
Okay, fair enough.
Diplodocus
I will
or
reserve judgment.
Ankylosaurus or Triceratops
Or it could be a
Stegosaurus
Luchasaurus.
or a Luchasaurus
Mhm.
or a Vibora, something like that. Ezekiel appears on the big screen. At this point, the crowd's like, well, what more do you want? He says, face facts, Owens. This is what it is. Elias plays a song for Owens. It is called KO is a Liar. Owens comes into the ring. It doesn't get too far. He throws away the guitar. Elias has like 2 or 3 other guitars in the ring. Owens comes into the ring. He hits him with a jumping knee. He smashes the guitar straight over the back of his head. Owens writhes in pain. He rolls off into the distance. Elias thanks the good people of Nebraska as if he actually did anything to that. Then it's time to take this shit to another level. We cut backstage.
This
Owens
is perfect. This
stumbles
was
into
absolutely
view, and I'm like, we're doing this.
I was praying. I'm like, please do the thing. Please
no
do
need
the
for
thing.
prayers at this point. You knew exactly where this was going. Kevin Patrick storms in, gets in Owens' face. Owens is still not convinced that Elias and Ezekiel are separate people. Owens explains literally step for step exactly the process of how WWE pulled this off. They split the screen. They recorded this earlier. I'm not even talking to you live. He should have just said, I'm not even live right now. We did this 3 hours ago.
I would have died if he did that.
Owens goes through the entire process, literally, that WWE
He even
did.
said he was wearing a fake beard.
Yeah, this is deeply meta. And so Owens says next week he's challenging Ezekiel or Elias or whoever, perhaps even a younger brother that he hasn't met yet. Owens stops mid-sentence. He looks off into the distance. The camera pans. Ezekiel's standing right there in front of him.
Oh, God.
Owens stumbles back in horror, starts screaming Elrod at the top of his lungs. End scene. Now,
And there's a match for next week.
I mean,
Now, see, if Owens was smart, he should have challenged him to a handicap match.
not thinking.
I think that might be the next step.
He was overwhelmed. It's
I think that might be the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they're searching for body doubles as we speak.
If there's a Money in the Bank handicap match,
by the way,
I will lose my mind.
By the way, I did notice earlier this evening a tweet from Aaron Stevens, the former Davian Sandow, exclaiming that he will not be on Raw tonight.
Yeah, he's not too far off. You know, with a little makeup, he might be able to pass.
See, what I thought they were going to do is I thought they were going to have Sandow, and I thought he was going to be instead of being a stunt double, it was going to be ADR.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's what I thought we were going to be doing, and he was just going to be going like mouthing like, hello. And it was just going to be like, oh, I would have lost it. Like
yes.
what? Like
but
whatever.
He himself.
There's so many ways
he
to do
himself deflated that. So
yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I saw a lot of people that love this tonight on the socials. I saw a lot of people who did not like this. I saw people trying to trash Kevin Owens, talking about him mailing it in. Good God.
Mailing it in?
Well, hold on there.
Wow.
You think Kevin Owens is mailing it in? You weren't watching the match last week where he let somebody body slam him onto the edge of the ring steps. This man does not mail it in. He has never mailed it in.
Hi, guys. He is earning his money.
Awesome.
Kevin Owens.
I don't want to say his greatest achievement, but he is cooking right now, man.
Kevin Owens sold a WrestleMania main event by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens is feuding with two men who are the same man at the same time. The only other person to ever pull off that feud is Triple H.
Hold on.
The
Hold on.
only other person to pull out, and
Yes.
I will say, Sting back in the NWA days.
So Rob's take on this is like every issue of Lois Lane from the 60s when Superman would pull the entire Justice League off of a job to make Lois feel like an idiot because she's sure that Supes and Clark are the same person.
Yep.
I'm thinking this too. Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Kevin Owens is Lois Lane.
I mean, this has to be.
And show title.
They can't keep this up forever. All right. And the thing I want to know is, like, when it all comes crashing down and it hurts inside, will it be
Brother.
like the entire WWE crew just pulled a gag on Owens just for funsies? Is that like what the end of it's gonna be?
I mean,
like, we all just did this just to mess with you, Kevin. Enjoy it.
here's, like, if you want to do a long con, here's what you do. This was all a joke by Johnny Knoxville.
No.
Perhaps.
This was all a joke by Johnny Knoxville. Then you have Ezekiel and Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Oh,
Run it
SummerSlam.
back.
SummerSlam.
Run it back.
That's your
Why
SummerSlam
not?
match, right?
We
Yep.
do need some
Why not?
draws. So, all right.
Why not just run it back?
Yeah, we can't cancel
Just
two stadium.
absolutely-
We can't cancel 2 stadium shows in 1 month.
Yeah,
No, we
just
can't do
run
that.
it. Just run Johnny Knoxville back. Say, like, Johnny Knoxville met him at a WrestleMania party. Decided he wanted to play this joke on Kevin Owens. Just run it the fuck back. Like, why not? It
All right.
would be perfect.
All right, we're gonna speed through the rest of this show.
Yes, please.
Gauntlet match: Bobby Lashley versus whoever shows up. He gets Chad Gable first. He beats him. Well, I'll get into the specifics of this in a second. Beats Chad Gable. Then Otis beats him. Then Theory comes down. They try to pretend this was a brilliant move by Theory. I'm like, this is that smart. At any rate, battered, bruised Lashley does what everyone does now. He reverses A-Town down into a roll-up, and he beats Theory. Nebraska was into Lashley. They were chanting Bobby. Guys, I don't want to overstate things, but Bobby Lashley's over, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they love him. They definitely love him.
This guy working on this U.S. title feud here with this goober. Man, this dude's a main eventer. Let's get this title match queued up for Bobby Lashley, because man, people are into him. His the segment of this with him and Gable was fun, and I'm like, this is one of those like rub your hands together things whenever they get into the ring here, like Olympians, amateur wrestling, let's go. And they did it. They did the things. Gable hit his moonsault. Didn't just land on someone's foot. I dug it. I dug that section of it. Everything else is fine. What else we got to get here? Miz TV with AJ Styles. Just a few choice quotes from this one. Styles mentions Miz's tiny little popcorn balls, end quote. Miz points to his crotch and says, "This is not becoming a thing." It's a thing. But
yes.
and in the midst of this, I barely heard this. All right. Miz just goes into his resume, Grand Slam, blah, blah, Money in the Bank. I beat Cena at WrestleMania. Miz and Mrs. is coming up next. He plugs the show, and on commentary, you hear somebody mutter, "What a pro." And I agree.
I'm telling you, Miz has never missed.
No.
He's
No,
never
no.
missed once. He's hashtag
Right.
King of Safe Style.
Whatever. They get into each other's face. Styles has enough. He knocks out Miz with one punch. Ciampa shows up. Commercial break later. It's AJ Styles versus Ciampa. It's fine. Ciampa's not getting much of a push. He's cannon fodder. He did this with Riddle last week, too.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't reverse the finisher. Once it's time for the finisher, it's over, buddy. So phenomenal forearm, and that's the end for Ciampa. But a post-match beatdown. Veer Mahan promo in the old Okerlund spot from Superstars, which is always fun
Yes,
to see.
I noticed that. I'm like,
I was a big fan. I was a big
Always
fan.
fun.
I recently,
like,
I recently
We remembered there's a stage.
I recently saw WrestleMania 8 again, and and that Legion of Doom was just there for an interview to introduce Paul Ellering on the stage, and that brought me back.
The only downside is that I think the only reason they did this is because they wanted to chant the crowd to chant "what" at Mahan whenever he went into his not English language. But whatever. Good promo by Veer. He sounded very nice and relaxed. I kind of liked his little. He was playing it cool, and I liked it like that. Money in the Bank qualifying match: Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Really good match. Just had these Asuka's. Maybe she was doing this before she went away for a little bit, but since she's come back, she's gotten really good at kind of like finding that moment when to just go like crazy ass Asuka mode on somebody, and just batters Becky with just like knocks her out. She beat her with a kick to the head. Beautiful. Pinned her. That was it. Becky didn't sell it. Split second after it was over, she was trashing the announce table. I'm like, can you lie dead for a second? So I don't know.
Well, they had to go, pal.
We had to go. Gotta go home, pal. Gotta hurry up. Mrs. is next. No overruns here, pal.
So now here's the real question: does Becky show up in disguise on SmackDown to try and qualify for Money in the Bank?
Under what parameters would this even be possible for her to do?
Well, Luchadora.
I think people will sniff that out.
Obviously, they're going to sniff it out, but
I think she's going to eat this one, and she'll figure out something else. She'll
either that,
be back for
or we'll have
SummerSlam.
or we might have like a last chance battle royal next week.
Maybe that wouldn't be too bad.
Like for all the people who didn't qualify.
I mean, if they're going to do this on, they announced something like that for SmackDown. I could see them announcing something like that for SmackDown.
Well, because there's 2 spots left. There's 2 spots left. SmackDown next week is, I think, Aaliyah versus Shotzi.
Oh, you're right. Aaliyah versus Shotzi. 6
So-
years!
So they could take all the losers from all the qualifying matches and throw them into a battle royal and just see who wins on Raw.
What do you think is going to be the last qualifier?
I would
On
say
Raw.
I would say Doudrop. Dude's drop.
She's already been in a match. She lost.
Yeah, you take all the losers.
Okay.
Yeah, you take all the losers and you add Dana Brooke in there, and you have Dana eliminate Becky Lynch, and you get Dana versus Becky for a 24/7 title at Money in the Bank.
You can't do that match again.
Why not?
Because Becky has to win eventually.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You actually give Becky the 24/7 title.
And do what with it?
Whatever the fuck she wants with it.
I have always wanted the 24/7 champion that no one wants to challenge, that no one chases, because they're just like, I ain't going near that one.
I think that is reserved for Veer. I think that would be great. That'd be a great vehicle for him, I think.
I'm still aghast that poor Becky was even in the same frame as the 24/7 championship for a couple weeks there. It doesn't look like it's not what I would do. Not my choice. But whatever. I guess the point is, this was a very interesting episode of Raw. Like, it had some very high moments for me personally watching, and I'm kind of like looking back. I'm like, this wasn't all bad. But then I'm like, wow, Mr. McMahon strutted out to do absolutely nothing just to prove he could do absolutely nothing. And they basically just effed around with Riddle for God knows why. I don't like anything about that at all. But apart from that, Elias and Ezekiel, fuck yeah, man. Awesome.
So good.
I was like, this is a litmus test for wrestling fans in my view. If you love or hate this is like a personality test.
Yeah,
You know,
and I'm sorry,
like
if
this
you
or
didn't
hate
like
this?
this, you arguably don't like wrestling.
Yeah, pretty much at this point. I mean,
You
maybe
arguably do not like
yeah,
wrestling.
and do not wholly accept WWE as a wrestling product. You know what I mean? And we can have that discussion too. But as I reiterated to somebody talking about things that they're doing WWE. It's like, remember, WWE is not a wrestling company; it's an entertainment company. But anyways, but still, no. This was them hitting a lot of high points tonight. It really was, and giving people kind of more of what they want out of WWE, and that's nice to see. So
The thing about it is that the thing with the Owens thing too is that like it's so perfectly pro wrestling. It's the jerk heel, you know, getting what's coming to him. You know, that's everything we want. You know, I even like I tweeted something like this. I'm like, this is exactly what I want for this stupid pro wrestling thing. This is the way it's supposed to work. Now you may disagree with the mechanics of actually how they got there.
Yeah.
But like the was perfect.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it.
Well,
I'm worried if you didn't like it, I'm worried that maybe you're having a tough time lately.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
maybe there's no joy in your heart. I don't know. But you know what? I like this. I like Yano matches. You know, I got some things I like that perhaps you would not be into. So
and I gotta say, like, I remember in January, people were like, "Oh, why'd Kevin Owens resign? Why'd Sami Zayn resign?" Ever since they resigned, they have done nothing but crush everything they're involved with.
Both of them have been on fire. You're right.
Both of them are dominating the shows in creativeness and in just overall entertainment value. Kevin Owens main evented WrestleMania against Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin.
Yep,
for Christ's sake.
that was a wild.
And Sami Zayn probably had the most memorable match at WrestleMania. I said it.
I'm not going to debate what was the most memorable match. I will agree that Sami did a great job, and that was a fun match. This gig, hang on. Nobody else in WWE, perhaps no one else in professional wrestling, could pull this gig off other than Kevin Owens. Like nobody. Like I'm trying to think people in WWE, like who else they would have.
Miz could.
This. They would have tried it with Miz, but Owens has just like exasperated, just mental craziness that he goes through, and he's got that. Oh my god! Like his timing is hilarious. You could do anything you want with him. So,
like Owens even his non sequiturs are great. Like when he went to the back, he's like, "I tripped on that thing. That's Elias's fault too." Like,
oh yeah, it's like I banged my knees, like just pulling stuff out of nowhere. He's in it at all times.
I think we were at the house show together when whatever was going on. I think he took on like AJ Styles or something, and everything that happened in that match was that one kid in the front row's fault. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like
he's always on. So like don't.
Yeah.
Good. Sorry about that. You could say you're not like into this, and I'm not gonna like bury you for that because you know we all have different tastes, and we like, you know, if you caught me on a bad day, maybe I wouldn't have been into this, but today, man, it ruled. And Kevin Owens, don't ever tell me Kevin Owens is mailing it in or slacking or just cashing checks. That ain't how he works.
Nope.
No, not in a million years.
Kevin Owens jumped off the WrestleMania sign at a WrestleMania with literally zero attendance.
I don't even have to go that far back. That deal with the ring steps from last week.
No, I know. I know.
Stupidest thing I've seen. But yes, your point is taken. So absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, nothing else happened in WWE news this week, so I guess we're done. Jeez. Should we address it? So what is the thing that I've been saying for the last couple of years? What have I been saying?
The only thing that can take down WWE is itself.
Yes. Or Vince.
And even then, possibly not.
But
it's a long shot.
Yeah. Oh, no. I would not say this is the end of WWE or anything like that, but it is the end of something. Maybe. Could be. I don't know how this is going to unfold. But, you know, of course, I think everybody knows the Wall Street Journal, of all places, released a story about Vince apparently using personal funds to silence his affairs, I guess.
People are they're getting hush money.
Yeah, basically.
Right? You get an NDA.
To the point,
not allowed to talk.
At least a couple memes that did the math and said that he spent more on sex than he did for WCW. Is my favorite thing that came out of all this. You've seen them.
Oh God. I mean, I don't. I mean, everything that needs to be said is out there. I mean, we all know what's going on now.
Yeah.
Like, it's fascinating. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. It's probably going to be a very long process.
Yeah,
but I mean, but in the here and now, the most immediate and alarming thing for me, at least, has been just his decision to I'm just going out on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
like it's a proof of life thing or something like that. I just
and
like
he gets and it's gross too, because he gets like an entire arena, or at least the shots of, or something, or I don't know, maybe it's B-roll they're inserting, where he's getting, bowed to and applauses and big cheers and everything like that. But I cannot imagine that is 100% authentic. But now I don't know. He's just playing the court of public opinion. He is in charge of creative still, even though he's been removed from his other duties. Between board and CEO, Stephanie is now the CEO. The long play of storylines about 2 decades ago finally coming true, which is very interesting. There was this whole line about the Nick Khan has taken out the entire McMahon family in 1 year. Stuff. But Twitter has been by the way, since this first announcement about Vince and the hush money and the investigation by the board, Twitter has been amazing. Like, Wrestle Twitter has been my favorite Wrestle Twitter in a long, long time.
The internet, as always, is undefeated.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I
can't remember the last time. You click on the news stories on like Twitter under the search, right? And it's like just turns into bullshit, right? Real quick. But this one, I'm having so much fun with the bullshit on this story about the Nick Khan memes. How many people think Nick Khan and Tony Khan are related?
How can there be two Nick Khans?
How can there be two Khans? Yeah,
that's right, exactly. I don't care otherwise. But is this the thing that runs about? I don't know. As I was reminded today, he's still apparently the majority shareholder of WWE. So
yeah,
I don't know.
It's a difficult boulder to push out of the roadway. But I mean, at the same time, when they put out their initial news release on Friday, there was a part of it where he said something along the lines of, whatever this investigation, whatever conclusions are found, I will accept, the conclusions. So kind of almost, I don't want to say he painted himself in the corner a little bit there, but he's kind of like, if you guys. Find in hush money that I shouldn't have pulled out of the, that you found out that we fired the Good Brothers so that I could pay off this lady, it's nonsense. But you get what I'm saying, if they find something that's wrong and they're like, Vince, you got to go, man.
So
he can have all the voting power, but he promised he would abide by the wishes of this investigation.
I would say abide by the findings, not necessarily the actions. From what you're telling me,
I assume it's one and the same. That the investigation.
I don't think that's safe.
He
to
did
assume.
X, Y, and Z, and must do X to make this right.
He supposedly like from what I understand, I don't think he did anything illegal, right? Like paying somebody to shut up about an affair is not explicitly illegal. Am I wrong in that? So it's not like he is being it his personal money and not the company money. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where.
I mean, this is these are lawyers investigating.
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
Not like the FBI ain't kicking down his door or anything.
And I'm not saying that it's not fucked up. It's fucked up, but also it's not wholly illegal for them to say, hey, you did something really, really, really bad, and this is bad for the company. I mean, it's more a PR disaster, right, that it's out here the way it is. It's like you represent the company, and you're the biggest person representing the company, and now you're painted with this, But and then again, it's also like we should have seen it coming,
Well, you're dealing with the morality, and pro wrestling has gotten deep into those weeds of what's morality and who deserves our support and our attention, who deserves to be employed, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of that's been said over the last few years, and through this whole thing, we've known that this guy might be the worst of them all, but what are we gonna do about that? So, it's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, like the most immediate thing is just him like just strutting around on TV. That's bull crap, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was not a unanimous applause on Friday night. It sounded like it was 100% applause tonight, but on Friday I heard boos over that broadcast. So clearly, like it's not all 100%, but like why? For what point? For what purpose? There is no purpose. The only reason to go out there is just to prove that he can, just to get off on his own power trip. And it's a disturbing little, way to, just see somebody going out there. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Who the heck are you? Who do you think you are?
People on that level.
There's so many corners of like business and industry. I'm sorry, I'm rambling now.
No. You spent the last week like processing all this, and this is you.
Yeah,
this is us getting it off our chest right now.
In so many other industries, if something like this came up about Jimmy Fallon,
yeah, you'd be done, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I glitched. If something like this came up about like Jimmy Fallon, he ain't hosting the Tonight Show tonight. He's gone.
No.
Or they're running a rerun or something like that. If it comes up about, Kevin Spacey, and these are like very, we're dealing in different areas and things like that. But every time there's like an accusation about anything in sports, anything in business, or anything like that, 95% of the time, gone. You put them on ice, you lock them away, and you see if it blows over. They're not even waiting for it to blow over. It's just like, if anything, he's going out of his way to put himself into the public eye. And it speaks so much to the ego and the arrogance of this individual. It's mind-blowing.
Well, I think, we're going to go on a whole other direction here outside of wrestling, but isn't this a symptom of a rich guy disease a little bit? If you look at the Vinces, you look at the Musks and the Bezos and the Zuckerbergs and the Gates, these people are in a different planet, than the rest of us. And certain rules don't apply to them, and they act like they don't apply to them until somebody says, hey, maybe, they apply to you, so he's walking around like he's always walked around, and obviously has done whatever he wanted to do for so long because he's who he is and has the power that he has, right? I mean, that's just any company. It's any big company with a founder like that, and it's all top down. So everything toxic you've heard from the company, it's top down. It has to be, right? And it happens everywhere. So it's really interesting.
We talk about there's like a culture, business cultural aspect to this too. That's part of the investigation. They're investigating the office climate and things like that too. Okay. That comes from the top down, and that's. I mean, you know what it is. You watch the product. You see exactly what's going on out there. We were around for the Attitude Era. We know what's going on. We know how these people think.
Exactly. And it was like, this was okay, and it's only not okay because the culture changed around them, and somebody actually, and even
or because there was a chance, or because they convinced themselves there was an opportunity to make more money by doing something else.
Yep, exactly. So it's just interesting to see where that is. The allegations, and again, and I have trouble conflating because I was like, what happened to Vince? Like I caught wind of some comment on Twitter, and then like the first thing I saw was some kind of like rape allegations for like a female referee back in the 80s, which I don't think is under this umbrella of the entire thing. And it's just it's a tweet I read, so I have no idea if there's any basis in it.
But when you're dealing with PR and you're dealing with the Wall Street Journal, and you got reporters rolling in from outside the industry. They're
TMZ.
Seeing all this, and they're seeing all this for the first time. Sorg.
Yep.
And then maybe they heard some whispers, and they're like, yeah, exactly. And then you're like, Rita Chatterton, who?
You're from the Washington Post, never watched wrestling before, started investigating Vince and his thing, and what comes up, every weird thing he's done that, of course, everybody's using as a meme right now. The making out in front of the wife, the fighting your daughter, the supposed incest angle that was proposed.
This stuff happening behind the scenes. The Ring Boy scandal.
Yeah, which is a
Ashley
real thing.
Massaro. Yeah. How deep does the closet go, Sorg? We know. Just wait until these guys find out.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and how badly do they want to keep digging?
Yeah,
you know, it's always.
It'll be interesting if the new.
Interesting. There's only so much we can do here.
Absolutely.
On the internet, wrestling news sites. But when the Wall Street Journal comes knocking, there's something going on. You're
well, and it's
also for a ride.
It's different because there's a little more weight. We've seen these articles from crappy wrestling news sites. Of course, not the one that you work for, Matt. But we've all seen this, and it always pisses me off. The backstage feeling on blah 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 is this, and it's like that's hearsay. That's not news, right? But like if you get it from a Wall Street Journal, it's like, no, this is like we've done our due diligence. We've double sourced this, and I don't know, journalism things that I'm sure Matt knows that I don't. I've only heard it when Jeff Daniels said it on the newsroom.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's journalism, and then there's I've spent like the better part of like the last like 2 years, I swear, going further down the holes of just like people inside like wrestling news reporting, just kind of like wrestling with themselves. They were like, what are we doing? How are we doing it? Is this the right way? And there's always going to be people who don't know what they're doing, and there's distinctions between journalists and just there's reporters, and then there's journalists, and there's the hardcore investigative journalists. That's a level, that's a tier that I've never even been on. So, but at the end of the day, it's about being committed to the truth, and that's to put it briefly, that's the philosophy as far as I'm concerned.
A couple of opinions from the chat room I just want to share real quick, and we'll roll this up here in a little bit here. Let's see. Tina's saying it's a different breed now since the company's gone public compared to when it was a private company. Yep. Now you're more. I mean, you listen. If Vince's accusations bring down the stock price, now you have a due diligence responsibility to the shareholders and can be sued otherwise. This has happened in multiple companies. I hear about it all the time in the tech news.
Go ahead. Sorry, there are lawyers trying to round up, disgruntled investors and stockholders right now.
I'm sure. I'm sure. You will hear an update once a week for the foreseeable future about this story, about things that were found, people that are starting to do, what you just said, rounding up, the stockholders or anything else that feel that they've been slighted here. It's going to be, let's see. Okay, this Brandon just said in the chat room, this is unconfirmed, but according to Fightful Select, just posted, Laurinaitis has been placed on an administrative leave. Pritchard is in charge of talent now. So it's still moving. It's still moving.
Well, yeah, we didn't really mention that Laurinaitis is wrapped up in this too. So makes for a convenient fall guy, but
I feel like it's a matter of time until Pritchard might be touched by this too.
But that's kind of like you look at look at just that there. Just look at that distinction between the handling of Laurinaitis versus the handling of Vince. Laurinaitis, no, get him out of the way. Just hide him away. We know he wasn't at SmackDown on Friday. Probably wasn't scheduled to be there anyways. And he's just like shuffled off and given the duties to somebody else. Vince just persists. It's crazy.
It'll be interesting to see how that kind of rolls out here. And I don't think.
Can we wrap up on a pleasant topic before we send it home for the night?
Lightyear was a fun movie.
I was gonna bring up Slammiversary real quick.
I haven't finished Slammiversary yet.
I conveniently was able to watch all of it.
Mike, how far in are you?
I mean, I don't care about spoilers.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay. But yeah, I just want to say I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I got up to the Good Brothers tag title match.
Okay.
Boy,
Okay.
those Good Brothers, I tell you what, nobody plays the game like the Good Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They are unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. My 12-year-old son loved Monstrous Ball.
Yes. It was
Oh.
fun. It was fun.
So good.
Yes.
Yep.
So good. The powerbomb Moose took on the upturned trash can.
Mm-hmm.
That was brutal.
It looked sick.
Oh,
It looked disgusting.
that I took aspirin after watching that bump because that one hurt my lower back.
This show,
that was
this
rough.
show, leaning into all those weird little things like Monsters Ball and King of the Mountain and Reverse Battle Royals that made TNA so weird.
I will say, Reverse Battle Royal should have been on the pay-per-view.
I need to go back and watch it because I didn't realize it wasn't going to be.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Could have done with some more veterans
Yes.
of Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Could have done with some more. Like I would have liked to see an all veteran stage 2 of the Reverse Battle Royal.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
beggars can't be choosers.
Mm-hmm.
I also would have liked to see some females in the Reverse Battle Royal.
Yeah.
But-
I think that wasn't the point of the night though. But I see it. Maybe next time. But yeah, go ahead.
I thought the Queen of the Mountain match was about as good as you could have hoped for.
Oh
from
yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
kind of thing. Mia Yim doing Shelton Benjamin tribute spots. Unbelievable.
Oh my god, I can't wait for this.
I popped
can't
on
wait.
I came off my couch.
I cannot wait. But that absolutely tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely tracks.
Tina's saying, did anybody catch the tribute to Trish Stratus by Tasha?
No.
I do not recall this. Actually.
I'm going to watch it tonight, so
Yes,
I will
yes.
I will report back tomorrow.
And there's I'm sorry, there's spoilers on this Queen of the Mountain match, but there's a moment where
No, I already know who won.
a couple of the competitors like just get absolutely dumped off
Mhm.
the top of the ladder to the floor
Mhm.
through a
Did-
Yeah,
table.
I saw the gift.
Did they?
All right, and in
did-
this gift,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Sorgi.
Go
In
ahead,
this
go ahead.
gift, the referee is kind of like 5 feet away. Mickey James sprints from like the other side of the arena. She beats the referee to the pile to check on him because it was that nasty.
Mhm. I saw
Unbelievable.
Diana Perazzo posted that they held hands on the way down.
They
to
did.
protect-
They
yeah, to
did. They
protect
like
themselves.
hugged
She,
on the
like,
way down.
She cradles Chelsea on the way down, and I'm
Yeah.
like tonight. You're muttering, "What a pro!"
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's
It
go.
was good. And they're like still kind of like holding on to each other. I'm just like it was like the most violent hug ever. But
Oh,
no,
I don't know about that. We could probably find a more violent hug.
I don't know. I got hugged pretty hard yesterday by Paulie Kilpis at ringside, so it was pretty. Hey, related to that, a friend of the show, Sam Adonis, was on Warrior Wrestling on Saturday up in Grand Rapids. I forget. Yeah, I was taking on Ray. Is it Ray Leon? Dion? Yeah, something like that. I don't think I got his name right. But so Lucha Championship match. He took a tumble over. He went for like kind of a flip dive thing and ended up smashing the back of his head on the concrete and
Jesus
was bleeding
Christ.
during the match. And then ends up in the main event match, which was a more of an attrition match, which is like they start with a 4-on-4, then a 2-on-2, and then a 1-on-1, and then it's for the title. I won't get into the rest of the details. So because Davey Richards couldn't make it for some reason, and so they put him in the mix for that. So holy shit! And also, like one of the camera guys, wrestling with is it Wrestling with Unicorns? I think it is. It was actually like went and checked on Sam because it happened right in front, like at his feet, basically, right? So,
Yeah.
it was kind of incredible. But anyways, so hoping he's doing all right. He was talking to me at the end of the show, so I'm like, yeah. And he still had a bandage on the back of his head because it actually got reopened during the main event. So, but that crazy son of a bitch.
Sam and that flippy shit. I tell you what, it's not a
Yeah.
good
They were
combination.
like,
All
he's
the
a
time,
6
Sam,
foot.
Be careful, man.
He's a 6'5" luchador doing these 450 splashes. I'm like, bro, I know
Sam,
you've been
you're
in Mexico.
You're
Damn
a
it.
base.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, jeez. Who did I see? Somebody did a flip off of somebody's chest during the War Attrition match. I think he might have bounded off of Lance Archer or Jeff Cobb. I think it was Swerve. I don't know. There were so many people in that match. It had been the most expensive match I've ever seen because they had like 8 people in it. And it was like
good.
Cobb, Ospreay, Archer, Swerve, Pillman, Cage, Adonis. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. There's other people I'm sure I'm missing in that match, but anyways. But it's up on Fight.
Well,
Warrior
I mean,
Wrestling.
what about Sorg? Just a real quick mention of this. We were discussing very briefly the G1 Climax blocks that got announced.
Yes.
And the first match that popped into my head that I noticed and what we're going to get is going to be shout out for Toru Yano again. Toru Yano versus Filthy Tom Lawler.
Yes!
I am fired up for this match. I'm gonna end up disappointed because I'm too excited for it. But man, Tom is really good, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna try to do. Hopefully they are enthusiastic about this.
Becoming very familiar with Tom Lawler. There was another match that was coming up for Warrior that just got announced. Where is that? Oh, how about is this what I think is? Yes. How would you like Tom Lawler versus Davey Richards, Matt?
I'm into that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like fun. I just think, so sometimes these guys are they're like secret comedy wrestlers sometimes. And I think Tom's a secret comedy wrestler.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Definitely.
I watch a lot of his a lot of the reviews he does for The Observer and Figure 4. He's a funny dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really funny guy. And I'm excited because, he was like kind of like one of the guys on Strong for so long. And I know a lot of those guys who've just been like toiling for New Japan here in the States, just like hoping that they'll get the call over to go over to Japan and for Lawler to get called over there for G1. That's he's gonna be fired up.
Yes.
I think he's in the same block as Okada too, and I glossed over that one. And I'm just like Yano.
Jeez.
Yeah, Rob's right. Filthy Tom versus Fred Rosser for the Strong titles coming up soon on one of these episodes. Man, he's fun. I saw a lot of them in MLW too, Sorg. You know me and MLW. So.
Yeah, you know my experience at Defy a couple months ago with him and Moxley. It was just that was not a comedy night. Let's just put it that way. But I've also seen he's been a lot more fun at Warrior for sure. A lot of new kids on the block. Oh, my favorite shot is everybody at the Bendix Arena in South Bend waving their hands to him and Anthony Hendry after that match. It was great. But all right,
there's a couple of these 10-man tags that they've done on some of these big Strong shows where it's Filthy and his crew just being the biggest bunch of dirtbags on the face of the earth. It's amazing.
Oh, so good, so good. Well, on that note, I
have one final thing.
All right, is it about did your eBay auction end?
No.
Okay.
The Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge.
Oh,
game.
so good.
Oh my god.
I got to play a little bit in the hotel room because I didn't know it was going to be on Game Pass, which means I also have it on PC now. So I loaded it on my laptop in the hotel room Thursday night and got to play a little bit of it. I did some arcade mode and got through 3 or 4 levels.
It's wonderful.
Love it.
The Sorg, the story mode.
Mm-hmm.
There's different objectives for every level.
Oh, really?
And there's collectibles.
Okay. All right,
and
I'm in.
They give you achievements if you beat it with every character.
Nice. So I'll have time for that. So I don't think I played 2K after the first week, unfortunately. So.
Oh man, I tell you what. Oh, here you want to hear a fun story now? I got a fun parenting story for all you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my young 12-year-old is promptly broke his arm. He broke his wrist on the trampoline.
Oh no!
With his brother.
No.
So I don't know if you've ever played a video game or not, but the doctors do not recommend that you get on those sticks while your arm is in a cast. So we've been we're back into that GM mode on 2K22.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Man, I bombed him. I crushed him on this Clash of Champions card. I killed him so hard. It was amazing.
Matt, what system do you guys have it for?
PS4.
Can we become friends and play GM mode against each other on there?
Did we just become best friends? Absolutely. I will
Jeez.
dominate
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Well,
I got it
Because
back into this
I've been looking for someone to play GM mode with, and I will absolutely take down a team of you and the Broken Arm Wonder.
I love it.
broken arm.
We are. I told him, I was like, you know what? Having a cast isn't so bad. You know, you can, if you play your cards right, you can wear that thing for the next 20 years, like Cowboy Bob Orton. And you can. Gimmick. And he's like, huh? I'm like, I'll show you some clips later. You'll see what's up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here before I pass out. Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitter.
Yeah, I talk about things and stuff, and this weekend I live tweeted half of Morbius. Then
Cool,
I
there you
passed
go.
out.
I did rewatch it, and it is. Although I gotta say, their extra features feel really phoned in on that one.
I haven't watched them yet,
Yeah,
but it's fine. I
they're
bought
there.
the movie to watch Matt Smith be fun.
I did buy a Blu-ray copy of Top Gun for my wife, and I want to see what they got for special features too. So, but anyways, mainstream Matt, of course, Matt Carlin's over at WrestlingInc.com.
That's right. I almost always am doing the live site coverage, typing at the speed of light on Mondays and Fridays. So it's quite a sight. The clattering of keyboard keys in the living room every Monday and Friday night.
Man,
Yeah.
Does your kid realize that you work on wrestling like professionally now?
It's hard to convince him that I'm getting paid. Like, it's like, why are you just watching this? Let's just go play. I'm paid I have to do this. I have to watch this show. You think I'd sit through 3 hours of this voluntarily? Think I want to be here? Yeah. That's me.
I love it. At Sorgatron on the Twitter, you can see some of our adventures. Just back, other than the half a day I was here to do the show last week, I've been on the road since basically June 2nd, and today is the 20th now. So yeah, I have so much editing to do right now. I'm debating where to start with things. I kind of did tonight. I kind of am working on a new project that is going to debut next week. Matt knows what I'm talking about because I was asking for some feedback tonight. So you watch that intro yet? I mean, it's just, clips and whatever, but, I'm going for a vibe. Anyways, no, we'll have an announcement soon. As soon as I finally land on a name, I think I'm halfway there. But look at that. I'm looking to debut that next Wednesday on the 29th. It'll be something through IndieWrestling.us and some old partners and a new partner that we have signed on with. Literally, I've signed 2 contracts in the last couple of weeks for new providers, so it'll be very interesting. So, but anyways, that's enough of that. I'm rambling, and I need to go finish the show and get some sleep because I'm still recovering. We'll be back tomorrow. It is Tatiana's birthday, so we're going to have fun with that. And also in the future weeks, we are going to have the new Rise Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Runway Tire Klein and Calvin Couture. I always fuck that up. Couture. Anyways. And also Brandon K of the Stronghold Academy and Rise Wrestling will be joining us here in the first week of July scheduled. That is the expectation, at least, and we're seeing if we can get 2 guys and a possum on the couch, too. If you watch Victory Championship Wrestling, we'll figure it out. So, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem Show out. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
A very pertinent YouTube video into the chat.
On Zoom? Oh, dude, I
This is was our entry in the Swedish Film Festival.
I can't really get
It's
to
only
it.
5 minutes long.
It won't load.
Yeah, no, I
why
can't.
not?
I can't get to it on this computer.
It won't load. It brought me YouTube Studio.
Oh, geez, wait.
Say the link, not the.
Let me try something. It might just be my fault. No, I just want to share this thing as I put it so it's unlisted, so I don't get myself in any trouble here. We're gonna try again. This is actually a very nice picture of me too.